RK Bro versus AJ Nomos for the Raw SmackDown.
Raw
Who
SmackDown.
even knows what anything is anymore?
I confused him.
For the Raw Tag Team Championship. Go.
We're going to have a tag team match against The Undertaker. Playa. Holla. The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MACKDOWN Podcast. Starring any combination of the following. Introducing Mikey MacD, Mr. AJ Mitchell, Cam, and Kimmy. It's the MACKDOWN Podcast.
Well, welcome back to the MACKDOWN Podcast. We got 4 in studio today, live in person.
Live.
Got myself, Kimmy, Mr. B over here to my right,
How you doing?
diagonally across from me, AJ.
Yeah, I'm in the spot, baby. How you doing?
And to my left, Mr. MacD.
That's me. How it be?
How it be? How y'all doing today?
As good as can be,
Fantastic.
man. Just
Yep.
we got a lot going on this week and stuff. So I mean, I'm
A lot, not a lot.
a lot, not a lot. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we got a few things to get into today. I think I'm going to shoot it over to AJ for AJ's Yard.
Dun it. Dun. All right, guys. So cool beans. We're back here, and you hear the lovely giggles of what's going on in our lives. But what that just pretty much means is that we're going to give you a quick rundown of what's going on in the world of wrestling, from Raw all the way to Rampage. But Dynamite actually happened at the end. It was a weird week for wrestling. So Monday Night Raw kicked it off. Ratings wise, we'll talk a little bit about that. We got the King of the Ring tournament going off and the Queen's Crown tournament going. So a lot of that's happening. We got the shakeup coming in the midst. So starting next week, we will have the draft official. All people will be moved to where they're supposed to go. So there's a lot of people everywhere, which is affecting our fantasy, which we'll go over as well today. And we're also going to do a little bit of preview of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. I got a lot of questions about that. Some questions even that's going to make things a little personal. Ooh, wonder what that's going to be about. But we're also going to talk about the ratings that did take a spill this week. SmackDown, we're talking to you. Done it. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the reason why we had some wrestling on Saturday. Whole bunch more, and that's what's going on the MACKDOWN Podcast. Back to you, Kimmy.
Thank you, sir. So professional. Oh, my God.
So Kimmy actually, Kimmy got the ratings over here.
I did. I got the ratings this week. So starting with Monday Night Raw, they're at 1.582.
Yeah, they're steady. They're steady.
They are steady. Definitely will say that, because last week they had 1.7. So,
Like, they stay in the millions somewhere.
or excuse me, 1.8. That was my bad. And then NXT actually had 632,000. So they stay about that 600, man.
Yeah,
They're like really
Between
right.
5 and 7, it seems like.
Yeah.
They got a sweet spot between that 5 and
They're
7.
right about that middle 6 lately.
Mid-6?
Yeah.
All right, that's not bad. I mean, hey, look, when they get that 1, they're going to be happy to get that 1.
If they get the one.
I think they'll get the 1.
You think so?
Yeah, they're get a little brawn breaker.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people saying that, even X-Pac was saying, like, a 60-something-year-old should not be running, like, a wrestling company
Anything?
in today's day and age. Yeah, or anything. Yeah.
Oh, so
sorry.
So, the country. But anyway.
Moving forward.
Yeah, so
Back
what we
to
got
you,
next? Back to
Yeah.
you.
So Rampage had 580,000.
Meh.
And then, dude, SmackDown, guys, 793,000.
Dude, that's brutal.
You
And I mean,
know-
there was playoff baseball
Right.
on.
There was playoff baseball. And,
So
and,
they took a huge dip because they've been in the 2 mills for like consistent.
And you got to remember the
Forever,
Braves. The Braves did make the playoffs, so that's a little that Southern Justice down there.
Isn't Fox also covering the playoffs?
Yeah, it moved to FS1 too, so that was
Yeah.
that could be another factor too. They
Yeah, it was on
switched
FS1.
channels. So
Totally. People not going to look for it in the same place. And then Dynamite rounding out the table at 1.15.
look at Dynamite, and here's the funny part:
Their audience
Play-
is consistent.
playoff baseball was on as well.
Yes, sir.
And that was a bigger game in my
And
opinion.
That was Dodgers.
That was the Dodgers, man.
Dodgers and Braves, right?
And they were on Saturday.
They were on Saturday, so yeah. But yeah, so I mean that's the ratings for the weeks, guys. And I was like honestly shocked at SmackDown.
Yeah, it makes sense now that it was on, now that we know it was on FS1.
Yeah.
And yeah,
At first, Mike's like, "Let me fact check." I'm like, "Yeah, we got to make sure that's right because that looks super low."
and fucking Rampage, dude. Like, it's just such a tough time. That's a tough time. You know what I mean? Like that 10 o'clock Eastern time slot to start, dude, is brutal. And I mean, it's only an hour long, but man, nobody's watching TV that late. I mean, we are, but typically we're watching it later. Typically
Yeah.
we're watching it after
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
fact.
definitely.
Sometimes
No, we're not
days
watching
later.
it live. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Maybe when some Dynamite moves over to TBS, maybe Rampage takes that 8 p.m. Eastern time slot on Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
I
might
think
help.
that would be bigger because then they can run head to head with SmackDown, which
Yeah, you don't want to do that though.
it's tough. Yeah, you can't do that, man.
How about this? People probably didn't know what channel SmackDown was on. Plus, the baseball game was on.
Bro.
A lot of that, and then you got to remember, SmackDown is on bunny ears, so to speak.
Well, they
You know?
don't, but those ratings don't count because they still use the Nielsen rating, which they
Well,
send you
right.
that box. You know what I mean? So if you
Well,
don't have that
right.
box, because like Sam, he was like so proud to have that box because he's like what I watch actually matters to the numbers, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
It's a skewed number anyway.
Yeah,
it is a very skewed number.
I think so, but still, I mean, you know, do you think it would have been better for Rampage to move to Saturday night at 6:05 on TBS instead of? Well, yeah, why not just TBS? They could keep TBS. They could it would be just like how it was on WCW back in the day, because WCW Saturday night, right, worldwide was at 6:05 p.m. every Saturday night.
It was.
6:05, eh?
Yeah, very, very, yeah.
It's a
But
very-
it was a 2-hour program. Well, hour 55-minute program. But
We need that extra 5 minutes.
yeah, but I don't know. It was. I think that would have been better for them viewership wise. You know what I mean?
Overall, it would have been.
Yeah. But yeah,
Well, let's kick it off and get into the week. We'll start with Monday Night Raw.
What happened on Raw?
well, I'll go ahead and tell. Well, I mean, the only thing that I wrote down
The
was,
highlight.
yeah, pretty much the only thing I wrote down for the entire show was both of the tag matches that involved the world champions for men and women literally ended the exact same fucking way. They both went to a no contest because the partners started fucking beefing.
Yeah, that's the WWE way, man.
So
just do
creative.
It, to just do it and do it and do it well. You know, it's kind of one of those situations.
It's like even on the same show, bro. Like you can't even give your tag teams two different
No.
That's what I'm saying.
storylines
It's-
on the same show.
It's literally the same fucking thing. It was the same match. They both started off, and then they fucking, slapped each other a little too hard when they're tagging. Next thing you know, they're fighting. Oh, now it's a no contest.
Hey, what did Kimmy say? Consistency, right?
oh shit! Let's use that against me.
That's how you keep it moving in the same direction. You know, you be consistent with the same old bullshit. But hey, here at the end of the day, I look at it this way: Monday Night Raw is going to remain the same no matter what we try to do, in our opinion, to think that we can sway it in some way, shape, or form. That's amazing. That my whole concept of how Raw is being, portrayed to us is just they're not trying because they don't have to, but I mean, it's the same. And you think it's the same writers for both Raw and SmackDown. I mean, is it the talent? Is it?
You asked that last week, and I kind of asked Cam, and I don't think that really got answered.
Yeah, what is it? What's the major difference? And I know there. I mean, there are the obvious But what I'm saying is that
Is it the 3 hours?
is it maybe the 3 hours, or maybe it's the talent pool. Maybe what the people are writing for them, they just don't have the right people that can be put into that talent to where they can say, okay, maybe I can get something going here. No, it's
So he should be writing for this guy, not that guy.
right, like, because whatever they're writing for or whomever they're writing for is not working. None of that storyline works for me, in my opinion.
As we've said in the past, it's not even it's sitcom writers and
Yeah. It's not wrestling people.
No,
it's
it's
sitcom people.
Seinfeld, they got the Seinfeld cast.
there's this guy
Stupid.
named Roman Reigns, and he's gonna fight this guy named Brock Lesnar. That's
pretty much where you're at, yeah.
Bobby Ashley or Lashley or that
don't
was
wanna-
such a
I
that
don't
was
wanna
so
pee ya.
bad, man. But
I don't wanna pee ya.
they outed themselves. They fired that girl that went out and had the podcast and said all that shit about it. Like she's like, I don't know
Because
anything
she told
about
the
it.
truth.
Well, yeah, and it made WWE out to be like, it put them in a really bad light because all the fans are like, really, dude, really, this is who you got writing for us.
Right, this is who
She's gonna write our wrestling program. She don't even know the name of this fucking guy. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
how-
man, I'm
how
already
can you
checked out. I'm already checked out. Like,
How
I don't
can you
care.
not know the name of one of the major wrestlers in your organization? That's like not knowing one of the names of the people in a major television show. Who is this Mr. Belvedere person that you were trying to write me for? What?
Yeah, Jerry Lineman, Lineheld, Signman,
Samsonite.
I was way off.
Jerry Samsonite. Yeah. So
It's got to be the talent, though, then, right? If the writers are all the same for each show, because it is, and I think, too, the time, dude. I agree with you. The 3 hours, we've said it a bazillion times, is too fucking much. It's too fucking much. Raw is a chore to watch, and so I think people feel that way. They're like, dude, 3 fucking hours? That's longer than one of the better movies that are out there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Nobody wants to sit down and watch 3 hours of anything unless it's a pay-per-view.
right.
right.
You know what I mean?
Or football. You
Yeah.
know, it's different.
Well, I'm talking like wrestling-wise. Like, if Dynamite was on for 3 hours, that's too long. That's
Well,
too
not-
long for
in
Dynamite.
In
Yeah.
today's society, yes. We're not talking about the Raw and the Raw from the 90s when it was just action packed.
But it was from like
start to
open to
finish.
close, dude.
Yeah.
It was always just busy.
I mean,
busy.
it had its middle moments. We got our diva matches, or I don't even know what you call the women back then.
There's definitely low light spots in the 90s and the Attitude Era. I mean, goddamn Mae Young in the hand and the whole bit, like all of that. You know what I mean?
That was some nasty shit.
But here's the thing. Here's what they did though. They competed with WCW in a way where they're like, it's feast or famine, dude. Like, we have to win this war, or like we may legit go out of fucking business.
Right. So their backs were against the wall. There's a difference between your
They
back
had to
being
go
against
more
the wall.
risque, yeah.
Right. There's a difference between that and having yourself on cruise control. Right now they're on super cruise. They're doing 65 and a 60. You know what I mean? They're just like, just speeding down the highway, not giving
And why
no
wouldn't
fucks.
they?
They're getting a little too comfortable.
Yeah, they got that automatic. You know how the car drives itself now, where it's just
Well,
that's
here's the thing.
WWE, a self-driving wrestling machine is what
In
it is.
today's day and age,
Yeah.
I really feel like there would not be like a WCW WWF style war between WWE and AEW. I think it would be more so of the fact of, I think WWE is so popular, like it is kind of where it's at right now. It's not going to change much. I don't think that they're going to give a fuck one way or the other. Like, go ahead, go up against me. I don't give a fuck. What? Okay, you beat me in the ratings war? Ooh, I got
Right.
Disneyland over here.
Right, they're too big to fail now.
Right.
WWE is a publicly traded
Right.
conglomerate, global phenomenon.
So-
they just got what? How much money did they get from that Audi deal? From the
Oh,
Saudi
dude,
deal?
I have no idea.
They got they're still going over there. It's weird, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit because what I'm going the question I'm going to pose.
Hey, I'm
but
down.
anyway,
I'm down to listen.
but just they are a beyond business. AEW is a wrestling organization that's started up by a person who has a lot of money. Who
It's a
started
legit
up
fan, too.
and it's a small business. It's small business. That's what AEW is technically.
It's what WWF was when
Right.
Vince got it.
Right.
Well, Roman Reigns this week made that comment, something about like he's not worried about the fans or like the war necessarily. I don't remember the exact wording of it, at the beginning, but essentially, like, we're not worried about AEW because, their fan base are just, like, hardcore fans, and that's all they have, basically.
Right. You're comparing...
Yeah, he said AEW is all the little brother. He goes, I'd kick all of them out the bar. I'd kick all of them out the club.
Right. You know,
he's like, they're all like little brothers.
He's right with that. You know, he has a very good point to say something like that.
And here's the thing, man. WWE always has been and will be and should be the land of the giants. It's always been established that way, and I would like to see Vince, and maybe that's what Vince is going to do. He's going to take it back. He's going to filter in the people that he wants for his company, not these fucking 5'5", high work rate, you know. Not saying there's not a market for that.
No more Daniel Bryans, no more...
He wants Batista,
CM
bro.
Punk,
He wants Hogan. He wants fucking Undertaker.
But
he
he's
wants
still
the
gonna
Giants.
But you know, he still kept his $1 Million Mans around and his.
Well, yeah,
and that's
but
like
that's
the
why
Miz.
that's why you keep. Yeah, that's why you keep them. You keep your Dolphs. You keep your fucking the Miz, because those are the guys. And then you put the Intercontinental title on those guys for the work. That is the wrestling champion right there. Your world champion. And I'm saying this based on how you would look at it as a TV product.
Right.
You know, my Intercontinental title is going to be my worker man's title, which is pretty much what it's become. Right. My world title is going to be where my biggest story is. What's the best story going? Okay, I want my world title with this. You know what I mean? Because that's the best thing I got. Why not make it your world title program?
And it proves to the point where, if you can think back to one of our earlier episodes with Kimmy talking about Mr. Perfect not winning the world championship. You know, he wasn't in that land of the giants realm. I mean, don't get it twisted. Perfect was, 6'5", right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
No, I don't think he was that big. He was probably like 6'3", 6'2".
Well, I mean, he took Brock, almost took Brock down at 32,000 feet. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jericho front face locked Goldberg and damn near put him out too. So I'm just
okay. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, we're just saying. Yeah, hashtag.
I don't know. I think we got to stop looking at AEW and WWE as having war with one another and appreciate each brand for what it is they bring to the table.
And that's exactly what we're saying here.
It's like, which flavor do you want? Do you want real professional wrestling or do you want sports entertainment? Which do you want?
It's like chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah.
They're both ice cream, but chocolate is never going to be vanilla, and vanilla is never going to be chocolate.
Yeah. And they're both good for what they are.
And they're both good for what they are.
Sometimes it's nice to mix them.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, I like a good mixture of my chocolate and my vanilla, you know?
You and me both, baby. You and me both.
I agree with that they shouldn't.
I bet you do, Mr. B.
He's like, what's happening?
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to say I agree with, one's a wrestling show and one's just sports entertainment. But the sports entertainment could be improved quite a bit.
Beyond improved. I mean, like we always say about, is one is a television show about wrestling, the other is a wrestling show on TV.
Well, and hey, look, man, when sports entertainment is done right, dude, there's really not a lot of shit on TV better than that. You know what I mean?
Well, right. It gives you that excitement, that drama, that passion, everything you want in a TV show and more. And plus, you got people fighting, you got all types of stuff. But if you don't have the right people, creating the moments, being those people who write those moments, who produce those moments, who act out those moments, and who relate to those moments, if those all don't have a chain reaction of being able to all connect to create that whole experience, then, we get stuck with 3 hours of bullshit.
Well,
so bring your toilet paper and your tissues.
I don't like to
popcorn.
beat a dead horse, because that's kind of what
I love beating dead horses, man. They don't move.
Every fucking time you like, it's almost like every time we have this conversation, it goes back to like they've lost touch. They're not really. They're getting away from the pro wrestling aspect of it, but in all reality, the pro wrestling part, like everybody's like. Nobody cares about that, because even Jericho. I don't know. Did you listen to Jericho? Who the fuck was he talking to? Oh, it's gonna bug me. Anyway, he was talking to somebody about WCW and the mask that they would wear and the heritage and the lineage of their masks, right? And Vince was doing this thing. I think it was Juventud. I think he had Juventud Guerrera on, and basically. When Jericho was talking to Vince McMahon about the mask, he's like, hey, make it mean something. If you're going to take the mask off this guy, make it mean something, and give it a story basically. And Vince McMahon, according to Chris Jericho, said nobody cares about that. Like, nobody gives a shit about the mask and why they lose it when they lose it. Just like he said, nobody gives a fuck about the Intercontinental title. Nobody cares. And it's like, so in your opinion, in my opinion, because you're a casual fan that's kind of been forced into liking wrestling a little bit more. And then
just so everybody knows, he's pointing to Mr. B.
Yeah, pointing to Mr. B. Well, because Mr. B, you weren't a huge wrestling fan like when we first met.
I mean, I started out watching WCW with my uncle as a kid, and then that was because my grandparents had satellite, so it was easy to get it.
And then he fell off the side of the planet for a few years.
Yeah, because only had like rabbit ears.
So, but you didn't watch,
unless we stole cable, which didn't last long either anyway. So,
but you didn't watch like Die Hard until
we started.
We came around, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I watched a little bit while I was living in Hawaii still, during the Cena, and a little bit after. I think it was after Edge was already retired though.
But super casual fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you watch it, but you wouldn't like keep up and yeah. So I kind of forgot where I was going with that.
Because you were going to ask, like, do you care about the validity of why the mask?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I do.
Thank you.
I don't like it when they lose their mask. Actually, I like it when they keep it.
What about
do you care about
the
the
titles?
story behind?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do care about the story behind. Like
if he was to just lose his mask, would you be like, what the fuck? He just doesn't have a mask anymore?
Yeah.
Or would you be like, meh, he don't have a mask no more?
No, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Why doesn't he have his mask?
See? And just those little things
when
what could hook a
Mysterio
fan.
had to take his mask off during that whole feud with God, who was it again?
Kevin Nash.
Yeah, Kevin Nash.
Yep. Because he lost to Kevin Nash and he had to take his mask off.
Yeah,
and Bischoff felt the same way. But it's like how and to me, that means you're fucking out of touch with your own product, dude. Like I feel like wrestling and the wrestling community has evolved, and it may be a small, tight-knit community, but I feel like it's evolved now to where we do appreciate work rate because we know what it is. You know what I mean? It's a work, bro. It's a work, brother. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when we know this, it's like Broadway now. You appreciate the great performances.
Yeah.
You appreciate the really good performers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we all know what it is. So yes, you kind of need to cater to the work rate a little bit more because we know the art form. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? But you got a guy in the back who's, 70 fucking something years old and you know what I mean?
They have
completely out of touch with culture.
He don't know shit what's going on.
There's too many hands in the pot. There's too many hands in the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too many people in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. For who? WWE?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
see, I don't even know if that's the case. I think the problem is that not so much the amount of people in the pot. I feel like everybody in the pot don't know what's going on. There's too many people in the pot that are oblivious to what they should be writing about. What's the history? What's the passion? And then the lead cook. The main cook, the guy who owns the restaurant, the main cook up in this bitch is senile. He's like, just throw some salt on it. It'll be
like,
fine.
oh, you're trying to make beef stew? Here's some salmon.
Yeah, here's some salmon.
Make do. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's tough, man. Because to us, and here's the thing. If the diehards quit watching WWE, what kind of product does WWE really have? Because don't you feel like they're shutting us off? Like...
But they're supposed... Okay. I'm going to explain this to you again. They are marketing to the next generation. I have to look at this product as if I was Cara or if I was EJ. If I was a young child, how could I relate to this? Who's popular to me in that aspect? They don't market to... AEW is who we watch because we want to see the wrestling. We don't care so much about the character. The characterization of the rest of what we watch is who you are in that ring. You could be me, Mr. B. You could be yourself. You could be Kimmy. But if we go out in that ring and we're the best, we can have a 20-minute match with Daniel Bryan, and you're like, yeah, that shit is great. Vince don't care about that. Vince wants to say, hey, will your action figures sell? Will your T-shirts sell? If I put you in a movie, will that movie give us? Will that movie Will that movie fall back to us and give us some street cred?
That's his problem right now.
Why is that?
Because
it's $1 billion marketing.
Because they're open for business, just like they said.
Exactly.
Well, not only that,
and they're $1 billion company, bro.
Not only that, dude. That mindset that you just said he has. He 100% does have that. But here's my problem. He's not doing anything to create this person. You need to put the fucking machine behind the person, and they did that with Roman, but they're not doing it in the right way. Like, they're just trying to force feed us this, like, oh, here's this really good looking babyface dude that we're going to put in here. You know what I mean? He's tall, he's jacked, he can smile, blah, 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 whatever. All the Hogan qualities that Vince loves, but he's not letting it organically happen. He's force feeding it to us.
Like Hangman, for example, where it's just over time.
You got to let the shit build. You can't just give it to me all on the platter right now. Like, believe it or not, we do have attention spans.
It worked for John.
Did it though?
Yeah, every single little child.
That's the problem
was
right
all
there.
with John, and guess what? Now those children are older a little bit. What's the problem right there, Kimmy? Go ahead.
Is that the same formula is not going to work for every superstar. Just because it worked for John doesn't mean it's going to work in this generation. You have to adapt and change. You can't just be like, well, it worked for John Cena. Why the fuck? How come we're not just shoving him down the throat? It's not just working.
They did the same thing with Brett.
Roman. They did the same thing with Roman.
They did the same shit with Brett. When Hogan was gone, they're like, well, how would we do this with Hogan? Okay, this is what we're going to do for Brett. And it's like, that shit don't work. You can't do that. You have to let the people that are getting over organically. You gotta fucking listen to your. You gotta listen to your fucking. You know what I mean?
Like Austin 316 up until John Cena had the highest revenue, correct, of merch.
Yes.
And that fucking Austin 316 was an off the cuff, wasn't even meant to be said promo, and ended up being organically one of the most popular things. Just like John Cena somehow organically ended up becoming super fucking popular, and probably due to all of his outside work as well.
You can't see.
Now here's the problem.
That's another one.
Having a John Cena is great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Having the John Cena is great, but they fucked up because they had such a reign of terror with John Cena. John didn't fucking put anybody over. There was like 3 people that he helped get over when he had all this opportunity, and we can save this for a whole nother fucking podcast.
Yeah, I need Cam.
But
I can't take all the.
Well, it wasn't all them too. Like, you can't say that it was all John also saying no. It was probably like a mix of everybody going, well, if you win though, that's more merch. Well, if you win though, that's more sales for me. So,
well, and to be fair, to be a fucking superstar in this business, you got to be selfish. You got to be selfish. You got to protect your spot. All the top guys did it. So when everybody talks shit about Hunter and blah, 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 it's like, okay, well, also Hogan, also Stone Cold. Oh, my, Stone fucking Cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who'd he put over?
Everybody.
Who?
Dude, he put over everybody.
Okay.
Hunter, Taker, Rock, fucking, keep going. Keep going. Brett. Yeah, fucking.
So John didn't put over anybody? He didn't put over Edge. He didn't put over Randy. Multiple times. For
Batista.
the chip.
Who else?
Batista. Oh, God. I mean.
Who else?
He had to put Batista over.
But John Cena was in there in a different time as well, though. It's morphed into something different since John.
Right. It's become. Yeah. You were allowed to organically get over.
Right.
I gotta say, Kimmy, that's probably the nail on the head. That's hammer meets nail.
Yeah.
Because of the way it was the way it was structured at that time frame, it had to change with the time. Because with Hogan really didn't have to put people. I mean, Hogan put over 3 people at most, I believe. He put over Savage. He put over Warrior,
Undertaker, Yoko,
yeah, and I think that's about it. Yeah,
Andre.
I mean, well, not really.
Well, storyline wise.
Well, I think that's why Brock is so popular, because
Brock ain't got to put nobody over.
Well,
and if he does, you're somebody now.
Well, and Brock is Brock, really. You know what I mean? And I like that. I don't know. That's probably why I think they're getting higher, except for this past week, for whatever reason. Higher ratings, too, because they have characters on there, too, that are outside of the company that are a little more like...
Dude, Brock Lesnar is legit in
believable.
the wrestling world and bubble. He's a living legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
His legend will never die.
He's
ever.
up there, Hogan status. He's up there in that.
He's on the Mount. You could put him on the Mount Rushmore, and nobody could argue him off.
You'd be like, why are you putting Brock up there?
Why not?
Why not?
Argue him off. Go ahead. I dare you.
To his face.
Even better.
Even better.
He'll
But
just
yeah.
give you the psycho smile. No
Yeah.
thanks.
It's one of those guys where there's probably 10 or 15 Mount Rushmore guys. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, what do you think about this new Brock? I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving this this face.
I like that. I like that he's trying to use Paul against Roman to get in his head.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
this is all going to come out that this is all bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Paul's going to be telling the truth for once, and Brock's going to be like,
Well, Paul, if you notice, though, didn't defend himself in any way when he said that. Because Brock was like, Roman, obviously, if you guys didn't watch it, was giving him shit. Talking about, what, you're just going to sign that contract before reading it? How dumb are you, basically, hillbilly boy kind of thing, right? And then he was like, ha, 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 I already read this morning.
so what's the step?
But Paul Heyman wasn't like, no, I didn't. No, you didn't do that. He just kind of stood there like, oh, fuck. I've been caught.
Like, damn it, he fucking told on me again.
That's kind of the vibe he was giving off. So I wonder if
What?
it is bullshit or not bullshit.
So is there a stipulation in this match? Was there set to
I
be
mean,
one?
so,
they
just
they
the
made it
title
seem
match,
like
yeah.
that, right?
Well, because, he was like, haha, you didn't even read it. So they didn't outright say.
But it says it's everything you want, everything you've requested, and then he signs it, and then you give it to Brock. Boom, Brock signs it, doesn't even look at it, and he goes, "What are you, some kind of idiot? Like you're not even gonna read the fucking what stipulations and
Yeah.
what I've arranged?" But he didn't say that, but that
Might
was
as
just his
well.
vibe. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like there's
Which
some
is
shit
great.
in there. You may not, but so now what
Yeah,
is?
it'll be like a fucking no DQ or some shit where the Usos can come out and you know what I mean.
And give me points.
Yeah. Well, so they're gonna find ways. They're gonna find ways to get around that.
And give me points. I should have took all three. Damn you, Kimmy.
But speaking of that
okay.
match, I mean, do you guys just want to get right into the crown jewel?
Yeah.
You want to go Crown Jewel? You want did we do King and Queen's crown stuff?
Well, they will. The finals will commence there at the crown
Right.
jewel.
So right now,
well, because Finn Balor move forward in the
yeah, he
Yeah.
beat
rankings, and then so did what's her face.
Zelina Vega.
Thank you.
So we'll find out Monday night between Jinder and Xavier and Doudrop and Shayna.
Oh, which obviously it's Shayna, right?
I think it's going to be Shayna.
You know
and
what?
Xavier.
You know what? I'm gonna go on a hunch, and I'm gonna say Doudrop wins.
By DQ maybe.
No, I've lost my mind. Is what I'm trying to say here. There's no way. Come on, WWE. I'm gonna appease to you, WWE. I'm gonna say if you do this, and you put Doudrop over Shayna, shame on you, WWE.
Dude, come on.
Shame.
How many times have we been there?
You.
How many times have we been there and done that exact what you just did exactly?
Yeah.
And then they do what we
I'm there right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm there
Damn.
right
They,
How much more can we let them just insult our intelligence? I know you're gearing your show towards the kids. I get it. Easy for me to say. I get that.
Well, the one kid
However-
we have around doesn't watch it. So.
Right. He's not interested at
At all.
Like not at all, dude. And if you can't get a sub, 15-year-old to watch that show, then but they're wanting like the 6-year-old, the 5-year-old, right? I mean, that's the demographic they're looking for, right?
exactly.
They're
you
the
know?
young kids, but basically.
Ash. They're looking for almost a superhero.
They're trying to get you back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great. To
Yeah,
have me
but
back
here's
in
the thing.
80s.
They don't have any fucking characters or anybody on that TV where the kids are like, wow, you got a Bobby Lashley. You got...
Well, okay, so
mean-
my older child, when she was watching, she related more to like Rhea. She liked Rhea. She liked Charlotte. She liked Bailey. She liked Becky. But I mean, it's a 15-year-old girl. You know what I mean? And they're geared towards more of that punk rock type or that bad girl type or
Independent.
independent. You know what I mean? They weren't looking at Doudrop and saying,
Or Nikki ASH. Right?
Just the rebellious stage too. That's
Exactly.
why Stone
So
Cold
that's-
works so well because
Right.
like you
Dude,
got all these
exactly.
teenagers that are like, yeah, fuck you, man, fuck the system.
You give me you give the closest thing to a female Stone Cold we're gonna get right now is possibly someone like Rhea. You know what I mean? That's the only person who.
Well, they tried it with Becky, and I mean, I don't know I don't know why they did this whole change with now you see it's coming out that she didn't want to come back as a heel. So now there's been all these mixed stories. Yeah, because apparently this was not her idea. Because everybody was making that. Well, I'm gonna say everybody. Dave Meltzer was making it seem like this was all Becky's idea to come back, when really now the story's being pitched that no, they basically called her, going, "Hey, Sasha's not gonna be here, and
we need somebody.
We
to fight
need you
Bianca.
here," and this is kind of what we're thinking, because they want to try to get Bianca over. Like they want to try to get Bianca to that next phase, which
Right.
good. Finally, you're trying to make some stars. You got to start elevating some of these young talents up, man. Like they're doing good with the Street Profits. They're doing great with Bianca. Who are some of the young guys coming up now that are like, really, really promising, man? That WWE has made you feel that way about.
Right. Almost saying homegrown
Riddle?
talent. Riddle, I mean, but see, Riddle had a life outside of it, so.
But who's
But I see what
WWE
you're saying,
pushing
but I'm saying- but I see
to
what you're
you know what I
saying.
mean?
Right.
Who are they creating that? Because dude, AJ's 40, fucking Randy's 40.
40.
Edge is about to be gone again. Like Taker's gone.
Cena's
We're
gone,
running out of
Batista's
fucking. We're
gone.
running out of like really established. We got Seth,
Roman.
Finn.
kinda.
Bobby's Riddle, but
Bobby,
Bobby's kind of on the.
Maybe KO. They've done so much with KO anymore. He could be in or out.
I think
They
KO's on
could
his
use
way.
Ricochet more.
Right, but they
Yeah,
haven't really done
but-
shit with him,
Yeah. We're talking
It's
about
been-
trying to carry the company. Like,
It's been 50-50 at best. Like, they haven't really established nobody.
if you played your cards right, some people that you could make establish. I mean,
Can I just have to like a aha moment. You know what I'm saying? I think the
Okay.
problem with the product, in my opinion, is that everybody that's currently a wrestler grew up just like we did. Fans, right? Of pro wrestling. Okay? Now they finally reached the pinnacle and they're being asked to be something that they're not. And so it's hard when you're a pro wrestler and you have a certain passion for a product and they're like, yeah, but no, stifle, push you down. And I think that's why it's, when we keep talking about, AEW said they weren't just going to take all of WWE's rejects, but it's kind of not like that. It's almost like the wrestlers being like, hey man, this is not what I've worked my whole life for, and this is not what I've signed up for. And I think that's why NXT is getting rebranded, because Vince can feel that. He's like, look, I need to obviously just build my own product and build my own talent within, because all of these pro wrestlers are not going to fit into my product anymore.
And that makes so much sense. Like, that makes, like, if they came into it going, look, man, I want you here. Like, this isn't, you're not going to get over. Right? You're going to come in and play a part.
Right.
And then depending on how you do in that part depends on how we use you going forward. Getting over, I don't think is really I don't think that matters anymore. In
Nobody's
WWE.
allowed to organically get over necessarily because you're so scripted.
Right, because he doesn't see a need for it, and
Right.
here's why he doesn't see a need for it. Because I'll go back all the way back to something you said earlier. About your problem. You know what your real problem is? The fact that it's your problem and not his.
Right.
Okay. His.
It's exactly the truth.
That the realization of the situation is that he has a $1 billion monster,
Exactly.
and you're Mr. Mac.
Exactly.
Okay, he's Mr. Mac as well.
McMahon.
He's Mr. McMahon, and you're Mr. Mac D over there.
But that's the thing. But here's what I love. AEW is now a fucking viable option. So I can take my ass over to the
and
other
he doesn't
channel.
mind.
No, he don't give a fuck. And he doesn't have to. He doesn't listen to us to gauge his product. He's looking at the revenue and that income that's coming in every day, going, dude, our fucking money numbers are way up higher than they've ever been ever. You know what I mean? So he's like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I'm doing nothing wrong. Look at the money. It's
right.
It's increasing.
It's put it to you this way.
So he's like, financially, this is it. We don't need to worry about.
We bitch
whatever.
and moan. We bitch and moan about everything we see on that product, and then when I go home, Cara's like, "Hey, Dad, could you buy me this?" And I'm like, "Here you go,
But it's
Mama."
geared to her.
Yep.
It's geared.
And
it's supposed to be
and
geared.
and
Right.
you know what? And you know what?
It's to create that next generation, you guys.
I'm okay with it in the aspect of saying it's something that me and my daughter can both sit back and watch, and I don't have to feel like bad about it. It's something we can. I'm engaged. She's engaged. I can tell her what's going on. It's not like I have to sit around and watch fucking Teletubbies. Like we're both engaged, but she's telling me why this purple one is carrying whatever and what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So I mean, it's kind of that concept. And
I think that's why the wrestlers are unhappy, is because they finally got to their, you know what I mean, what they thought was their pinnacle.
See, what the smart part about the whole thing is that both companies are smart too, because they're both gonna get my money. WWE's gonna get my money because of my kids and me. I'm still gonna buy merch. I still want the WWE merch. I still want it. I sleep on the clearance section. Black Friday's time. Woo! Are you kidding me? I spend so much freaking money. Everybody gets a gift from me. WWE clearance section gifts. I mean, it's a staple. However, AEW, I'm starting to like their traction because I personally like AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried
it fits more of what we are used to as wrestling fans.
Right.
Like she was saying, like we're used to the pro wrestling aspect, whereas like Dylan's age and a little bit younger are more geared to the Thunderdome era. I really think that shit spoiled Vince. Like I really think that once they really got that Thunderdome shit down, like once they got that shit down to what they wanted, they had the piped in crowd and all that ruined Vince, because Vince is like,
I can do whatever
this is
I want.
my world. Yeah, he can literally.
He's the puppet master.
You boo, you cheer. So now, if he wants Roman to get over, guess what? Roman comes out, the cheers are fucking crazy because Vince is over there hitting a button.
Right.
And
now
that's what he wants.
Yeah.
louder.
Yeah, louder. And that's what that's what he wants, right? So now we got people that are going to the live shows wearing really loud clothing being told to change. You can't stand as soon as that bell rings. If you're in that little bowl, you cannot stand up. Security will be like, "Hey, yo, sit down."
Really?
You're not allowed to stand. Yeah, they're scripting the show like that much now. Wow. So like if you are wearing like a fucking AEW shirt and you're down in the bowl, they'll make you change it. Like they'll give you a free shirt. Yeah.
Are you sure they'll give you a free shirt? Because me,
yeah.
I'll have like.
Dude, I listen to Busted Open every day. Like they'll come on there, fans will come on there and be like, "Yo, I was wearing like this super fucking lime green shirt," and I was like right there on the hard cam, and they came up and they were like, "Hey, dude,
that's not meeting
do you
our
have
aesthetic.
do you have a shirt under that?" And he'd be like, "No." They'll be like, "Okay, well, hey, go to the merch table and get a shirt, and then change into that. You can't wear that shirt," which means Vince McMahon himself is going, "Oh, that green shirt's gotta go." So he pointed you out specifically, which means he's seen you. He addressed you personally. Isn't that crazy?
Now everybody's
he
gonna start
indirectly.
wearing
I know, right?
green shirts and shit.
He indirectly gets you. He's like,
What
"You
if
motherfucker."
what if there's like a group of people, like we get a nice group of people.
I know.
10 people, one section, all wearing some lime green shit.
Just have a whole row.
Just hot pink, hot orange, hot pink.
Yeah,
hot,
just
you know
like
what I mean?
a rainbow of them.
Yeah. Because that lime and yellow.
All right, so everybody out there listening, if you go into a show and you got a group of friends, we have challenged you. # Rainbow Warriors. You will go to any.
It should be neon, right?
The
Because we're all
neon
neon.
ninjas.
Neon
Neon
ninjas.
ninjas?
# Neon Ninjas.
There we go.
You can wear masks and everything.
Neon Ninjas.
# Neon Ninjas.
We'll look like the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
Dude,
from
they might
Ninja
not
Turtles.
let you through the door with like that.
Oh,
They don't know where
will.
we're sitting.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're sitting. Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't, that's the challenge. Hashtag Neon Ninjas.
# Neon Ninjas. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this going.
All right, let's hashtag our way over this Crown Jewel card, huh?
Yeah, why don't we?
Crown Jewel. Ching.
All right, so we kind of touched on Brock and Roman a little bit, so obviously they're going to tear the fucking house down.
Man, do you think Roman's
And
going
each
to win,
other.
right? Roman's
Of
going to
course,
win?
Roman's winning.
I think so. I think the belt stays on Roman.
Well,
Because look, man.
that's what's happening. Yes. the belt is staying on Roman.
Depending on
I
how
feel
that
that.
happens.
That's what would happen if Roman wins. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, he could get DQ'd. I mean,
Right.
depending on the stipulation, we don't know. We don't
Yeah,
know,
we
right?
don't know.
We'll find out Thursday. But in my opinion, he'll keep the title. He may not win. But if, let's say, Brock was only signed for just a short period of time, then Brock, I would say, would get this belt. Because, you know what I mean? But he's here for a year and a half. He signed a 1.5-year contract, so Brock's back.
Well, maybe they take it off of him then to build that storyline further.
I think they're going to use this as an avenue to Mania if The Rock does not want to sacrifice or subject himself to injury. Because The Rock and Roman would be great for us, you know what I mean? Just with the nostalgia. I mean, wouldn't you want to see? Because here's the thing.
No.
Because Cam asked the question on the text, if Roman basically continues this path, is he Mount Rushmore quality?
I mean, you can always talk him, but I can argue him off. I mean,
Right, not right now, but after it's all said and done, when Roman hangs up the boots and all that shit,
yeah.
his
Do you
legacy.
Do you think him fighting Rock solidifies that in some way?
Well, if you just, I mean, it's just about name value that you got on your belt, right? So you got
It's the next Hogan Rock, in my opinion. It's the next match.
like passing of the torch.
Yeah, it's
Like a
one of those.
generation versus generation.
Well, yeah, because he already beat Roman. He's beaten Brock. He's beaten Randy. He's beaten fucking.
You mean Roman has already beaten Brock?
Yes, and
You said
Cena.
he's beaten Roman. You
Oh
meant
shit,
to
I meant
say
Cena.
Cena, yeah.
Yeah, so he's beaten Cena, Brock, Randy, fucking. He's beaten all of them. He's beaten everybody. He beat Batista's ass. He's beaten Triple H's ass. So I mean, if you look at the names that he's got stacked up on the
Wow.
other side, Undertaker, you know what I mean? Like he's
At
got,
Mania.
yeah. So he's got all these names that he's got stacked up. You know what I mean?
Yard.
It really
Yeah.
could go either way. I'm curious about that one.
So-
That one I'm kind of undecided.
But if you add
Rock and Roman?
but if you add the Rock to that legacy, where he's like, I beat the Rock, I beat fucking Cena, I beat all your fucking heroes, basically. You know what I mean? The only one I haven't beaten was Hogan, and I would have beat. You know, obviously I would have smashed him. Oh, could you imagine?
Yo, Hogan come back one more.
But
No,
don't we?
stop it.
But don't we still always talk about too? Like, yeah, but
Done,
Rock wasn't
son.
around
No more. No.
so long.
No,
No more, yeah.
no more Hogan.
Well, yeah, no, the Rock wasn't,
He's
but
retired.
but the impact that he laid down on the industry, and then to look what he's become now. I mean, he's literally the biggest star in the world. Like everybody knows who the Rock is.
He is pop culture.
Yeah.
He is pop culture.
That would sell you a lot of WrestleMania tickets. You sell a lot of
Dude.
T-shirts.
Are you kidding?
That'd be family. He's fighting his family. He's fighting his family for the belt at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's his family.
Do I
Oh.
necessarily want it? Not really.
But
But
just
I could see.
yeah,
where
and I
you're
mean it
coming
would be to keep Roman strong. You're really wanting to establish that next guy. Which okay, thank you. Finally, you got Roman. You're gonna establish Roman. Fucking great, because now the person that actually steps up to beat him is now somebody, because Roman just beat everybody's ass for the last I don't know how many. Well, it's over a year already. You know what I mean? So if he beats Brock, and then they go on, and then Roman fights Big E, or the Bloodline in the New Day happens. You know what I mean?
Which should happen.
But hold on.
Ooh, yeah.
See, you got me all like thinking about it now. If Roman beats The Rock, I mean, could you imagine all the promos coming into that whole program? You know, The Rock. First of all, the ratings on SmackDown would be through the roof. You know what I mean? So, I personally think that if Roman was to ever fight The Rock and that build-up happens, that whole thing becomes a super awesome build-up towards one of the biggest WrestleManias. And then when Roman wins, the next SmackDown comes out, we're going to change the name because SmackDown is the past. You know what I mean?
We'll call it the Island of Relevancy.
You're right. This
or
is
whatever
now
the
the
fuck.
island of relevant. You know, something like that. This is the one nation under Roman who reigns over you, who acknowledges me. I did that.
But yeah, I think Brock's gonna. I think they're gonna fuck Brock over. He's gonna lose. They're gonna take this into. They're gonna take this past Survivor Series. Possibly to Rumble.
Ooh.
So then, then we'll figure that out. But yeah, Kimmy's actually she just walked out for just a second. Oh fuck, the mac and cheese. Oh fuck, is it burnt? Oh god.
The mac and cheese is cooking.
Oh, shit.
And she is running all the way to the stove to see it. Yeah, he was out.
Sorry about that. I forgot about the mac and cheese.
Oh my god, is it burnt?
Is it burnt?
No.
Okay.
It's good.
Nice.
Woo. I was like, I went over there and I was like, I thought I smelt it and I'm like, oh fuck.
The mac and cheese, oh my god.
I'm like 15 minutes for another hour.
As God is my witness, it's burnt in half.
It's fine. The edges are slightly crispy, but it's totally fine.
That's perfect. That means it's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna lose.
All right.
Yeah, I know,
So-
right? That's the same thing I just said to myself.
Did you have anything else to add to
Before we jump in the crown
Brock
roll,
and Roman?
No. Nope.
or before we jump in the rest of the card, I should say.
Yeah, let's go over this card real quick.
All right, so we just touched on Brock and Roman, so that's going to be the main, of course. Then we got Drew versus Biggie. We got Bianca versus Becky versus Sasha for the, I guess, SmackDown Women's Championship.
I guess so. Yeah.
And then we got Lashley versus Goldberg in a no DQ match. We got Edge versus Seth
murder.
Rollins in a Hell in a Cell. We got RK Bros versus AJ and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championship. We got the King of the Ring finals. We got the Queen's Crown finals. And then we got Mansoor versus Ali. And that's your card for Crown Jewel.
Hold up. Mansoor versus Ali.
Mansoor versus Ali.
Hilarious. So are they not? Did they break them up as a tag team then officially?
They kind of did, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, didn't you have them?
I did used to. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, wait, whoa.
Yeah,
So-
they're on your bench,
They're
actually.
on your bench.
Yeah,
so
they're on my bench.
You actually have to pick one.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to do that right now.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, when we get to
I think
fantasy,
Mansoor,
you have
right,
until-
is who we had
you have
discussed.
until we get to the fantasy portion. So
Okay.
think about
yeah,
it for
which
a
if
little
you
bit.
got to get
Let
out
me
of
not
here at
rush you into
3:30,
that.
then
Yeah, we got about 15, 20
we got
minutes.
15, 20
It
minutes
says
to get
hour.
through
It
this.
says an hour and 20 is my travel time. So yeah,
He's like, let's wrap this bitch.
because that's getting close.
Put a bow on it.
All right, so real quick. So yes, Mansoor versus Ali.
Hilarious. Okay.
So the King of the Ring finals, Queen's Crown finals, which we've got half of the finals. So we know Finn and Zelina for sure will be in that.
Yeah.
Go Finn.
Edge and Seth in the Hell in the Cell, I think, is going to steal the show. Obviously,
Yeah.
Brock and Roman are going to beat the shit out of each other for a little bit. But that match to me, I mean, obviously, dude, it's the best story going. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's the one that has my interest right now. Brock and Roman are right there too. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
that story is like 1A, 1B type shit. But Seth and Edge are making me invest my energy into this match.
Plus the Hell in a Cell, it's always entertaining.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is the blow off for them.
Yeah, my whole thing is like I said, I'm just gonna bring this up now since we're pressed for time. So Seth is going over to Saudi. This is happening in Saudi Arabia, of course, and Becky is going over to Saudi Arabia. Now, they have a brand new child, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
less than a year old,
Sure. Toddler. Little baby.
and they are on their way to overseas to a questionable, I'll say questionable situation where last time there was a little bit of tension and
Well, I would hope
there
that
was
they've
some
gotten past that.
retaliation,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't there tension and retaliation problems over there?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
You know,
much.
so-
Anybody who's not familiar?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar, definitely
Look
look
it
it up. Put it in your Googler.
Googler.
But yeah, so I just don't know. Do they bring the baby with them?
Of course not. Of course not.
I don't personally think so. Yes, I think like we had talked about previously, I think there has been instances where people I know travel overseas with their
Abroad?
kids. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, they probably left.
But, we're not
But-
going to
their
Paris.
Baby with their,
We're not going to England. We're not going to
Right.
London.
No, I
We're-
think
mean,
they're
same
likely
place,
going to
but,
leave the baby at home, which is totally fine.
Yeah, with Seth's parents probably.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think.
Mr. B, you know their time schedule too, like that, man. He said with Steph's
it's
parents.
just-
How you
Yes,
know
that's
Beck-
specifically.
Yeah, how you know Becky's mom is like, hey, I
Maybe-
want to hold the little potato. You know, like, that's wrong. I'm
I
sorry.
guess they're stopping in Ireland on the way.
Ooh, they could say, hey, mom, watch the baby while we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
be
or
right
they
back.
bring the baby with, and I guess, living on the
Vince
edge,
lets
bro.
them use the private
I mean,
plane.
yeah, who knows?
Living
Who
on the
knows?
edge.
I don't know.
Um,
I just, as a parent myself, I would never want to do that with my kid being so young. So
Yeah,
I
but
would-
also, she is a professional wrestler, and so is he, and that's their passion. So if you're gonna have a baby,
so
you
fuck
gotta
them
keep,
kids.
gotta
Fuck
keep
them
living your
kids.
dreams.
I'd say put them in an uncomfortable environment. That's how you fucking
Toughen them
Dude,
up.
face your
You
fears,
toughen
man.
them up, man.
And you know for a fact that every fucking day that they're not in another country working, the baby is absolutely backstage. The moment Becky gets back from her match, she's like with her kid. Like that's just,
Yeah.
it's become a more family friendly environment. Like, cause you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, WWE is family friendly, man.
well, that's what I'm saying though. Like the backstage area included, because of course we were watching that Luna Vachon Dark Side of the Ring last night.
Yeah, we did watch that.
Dude, back in the when,
Oh, see, I
not a
didn't see
friendly,
that.
not a friendly space for women backstage.
No.
Yeah.
But now
Nope.
it's way different. Like they're
Well, yeah.
they're
that
a
means-
corporation, so they got to act as such.
Right.
There can't be sexual harassment things, and there can't be any of that stuff.
No
There can't
lewd, no lewd conduct.
be unequal rights and freedoms. So
There can't be any equal rights or
no,
freedoms.
well, no, there has to be equal rights. and
Oh,
freedoms.
okay. I'm like,
There can't be having no equal rights and freedoms. Like that basically is what I'm saying. Is like you can't do that.
yeah, you can't do that.
You can't stifle people.
Exactly. You're 100% correct on that.
So anyway,
And like the song says, no woman, no cry.
All right, you guys want to lightning through the winners and losers of these cards here?
Go for him. Go for each
So,
match.
Roman's gonna hold his belt. That's my prediction. What do you guys think? Yes, no?
I think Roman's going to hold the championship. Now, win and loss, I think Brock's going to go over.
I'd like to see Brock win.
I think Brock wins by DQ
Or some other
or however they want to do it.
reversal of decision at the end. You know, Brock wins, but then they're like, oh, Roman's leg was on the rope,
Yeah,
so
we'll
it's
see.
really a... And Roman, like, low blows him on the kick out.
Yeah, I'm
Something like
curious.
I say Roman just wins.
Oh, flat out.
flat
Just
out
make-
wins.
Just
Flat
make
out
it
wins.
happen.
Okay, all
Clean. You want a clean
Pins in
win?
one,
Clean
2, 3.
win.
You want a clean win?
Clean.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right,
So
we
is
got-
Roman gone. I mean, Brock gone after that.
All right, so we got Drew versus Biggie. Go.
Come on,
Biggie.
Do
Go,
we really
go,
have
go.
to Biggie? Yeah, Biggie.
Biggie. Yeah, that's what
Biggie.
I'm picking Biggie too. Becky, Bianca, Sasha.
Well, Bianca.
Becky.
I'm gonna pick Becky.
I'm going Becky as well.
Becky.
Actually, yes, I'm gonna go with Becky. I'm just thinking belt-wise, the colors are. I guess they're gonna switch the colors of the belts. It only makes
Well,
sense, right?
well, I mean,
Yeah, they haven't figured out that part, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
who knows? But having a blue belt on the red brand is fucking. Yeah,
Anyway, it's fucking what? It's dumb.
it's dumb. Good
I
save.
don't know. I see Bianca pinning Sasha.
It's possible. It's possible. We'll see what happens.
Bring that rivalry right back full circle. Put Becky back on Raw, and then no harm, no foul. You put you Becky and Bianca and Sasha finish up their storyline. Becky came in just to disrupt it just real quick, but now she goes to Now she goes to
Raw.
Raw, and Raw's champion is who?
Charlotte.
Who's going to SmackDown, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just vacate
They'll
the belt.
just switch belts.
No, switch with who?
They'll trade the belts. Like here's
But with who?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think Becky's gonna win. Because storyline wise, it only makes sense because
Does it though?
yeah. Because
if-
Charlotte's the champion and she's going to be going over there. If Becky's the champion and she's over on Raw, they're just going to be like, here, they'll do the same shit like we discussed with the Street Profits and the New Day.
What if they don't?
Then
That's gonna make
The
shit
WWE is
real.
notorious for doing the
why
same
the
thing.
fuck even draft? Like why draft champions? Then it's so dumb. It's
What
so
what
dumb.
happens if all of a sudden she goes over there, but she's the Raw Women's Champion, and they say no, the belt's vacated, but Becky lost the belt.
That
on
would be
SmackDown.
that would be stupid. I would say that's dumb.
So then they say, okay, fine. There's a new Raw Women's Champion tournament, but
Then that means both of them have to vacate their belts, which is so dumb.
Yeah,
That's
so
dumb.
you get drafted, but you have to give up your title. That's
Yeah, it's fuck. That
Yeah.
would be fuck. That would be
What?
That would make no sense
Yeah.
to all of us.
Totally.
Yeah, that'd be unfair to.
Stranger things have happened. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened in WWE.
Now I'm playing
But-
devil's advocate. But go ahead, keep going.
But I agree. That would make zero sense. But that's why I'm picking Becky. But next, the next title match we got, and the last title match we got, RK Bro versus AJ and Omos for the Raw SmackDown. Who even knows what anything is anymore?
I confused him.
For the Raw Tag Team Championship. Go.
I'm going with RK Bro. I'm gonna ride this wave.
I think RK Bro too. I think they're gonna sell too much merch to break them up.
What you got,
RK
Mr.
Bro.
RK Bro?
RK Bro.
You going AJ and Omos, aren't you?
No.
Oh,
I'm going to go with RK Bro as well. I want AJ and Omos to
split.
I want them to split. I'm
Yeah.
ready for AJ to get. I want
Yeah.
AJ and Edge selfishly. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I want AJ and Edge selfishly. I like Seth and I like Edge right now, but we all want that fucking AJ Styles and Edge program.
And
Just
AJ's
saying.
great on his own.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Hopefully that's the Mania program.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, we got Lashley versus Goldberg. No DQ. Go.
I think Goldberg's going to be convicted of attempted murder on a African American male in a foreign country. However, Bobby Lashley is going to survive and win.
Agreed.
I agree as well. I think Bobby's
But attempted murder charges will
Well,
follow.
I mean, he's already threatened murder.
Yeah.
Twice.
So he's gonna break his neck. So
Whoa, that's 3 times then. Because he said, "I will murder you."
Yeah, he said, you're dead.
I'll kill you.
He said,
I
I
will
will kill you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
he didn't say the word murder, but kill and murder is the
Same thing.
Anyway. What do you think, Mr. B?
Lashley, of course.
Lashley.
Because
So
I
Lashley-
think that could set up to Lashley and Lesnar eventually.
I hope that's where they're going at some point, but we'll see. I mean, that was the match that
I
Lashley
think that
came
ship
back
has
for.
sailed. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that ship has sailed. Sailed.
All right, we got Rollins versus Edge, Hell in a Cell.
I think the Hell in a Cell wins.
We all win. Is what happens.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell itself wins.
Yeah, it's just the cage. The cage will survive.
So
No,
is this the blow off?
Yeah,
Is
and
this the final? Is this the final match?
It's Seth, 100%. 100% Seth.
I think Seth wins too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day. I learned my lesson with WWE. Don't go with what your gut feels. Go with smart. Seth.
I know. My gut says,
Edge all day.
yeah, because
of
it's
course.
like,
I want
he
Edge
needs
to win.
revenge
Yeah, of
because
course.
he's going to do his
I want-
home.
Yeah, I want him to spear him through. I want him to spear him through the side of the cage.
The
Like, I
true
wanna see it.
babyface wins this match right here. I'm
I
just saying.
know.
I'm just saying. And there's no title on the line either.
Yeah.
I feel like the
that's why
the
Seth goes
babyface
over.
is gonna win, but yeah, exactly.
But Edge is going to show his psycho side. So, like, what does that
Oh, and that's
even
gonna
mean?
bring out Edge's psycho side.
Right.
Oh,
Excuse me. No,
Because they keep
Edge
saying
had-
it. When is he going to lose it? When is he going to crack? So I think they're waiting. Like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe.
Edge had the SummerSlam win, and that was
Right.
big.
right. So why couldn't they do this and then they take this to Survivor Series or Royal Rumble even?
Right, so that's why Seth won.
Because they're not doing what TLC. You said
Nope.
Yep.
They're going
TLC
straight
is
next.
canceled.
They're not
next
doing
pay-per-view-
TLC?
Yeah,
They're
TLC.
not.
Oh yeah. On a side note, no.
Wow.
Yeah, they
I
canceled
just
that
remembered that. Yeah.
from December. So it's been all over. Yeah, they for the last couple of days they've been mentioning it.
I wonder
Good,
why.
good. I would rather them build the fucking Royal Rumble. Like the Big Four,
They
whatever month before the Big Four, they should not have a pay-per-view before that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just building anticipation, man.
Yeah, dude, because it's a Big Four. Like, make it be big. Just
they
because-
have to have all
How
the big
big
matches
do
on
you
all the
want it?
pay-per-views.
Well, and they were saying Crown Jewel may take the spot of, like, as far as important value goes, as far as the pay-per-views,
It's going to be moved up.
it would take the place of Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I know, but look at the
Survivor
card.
Series
What
died,
is Survivor Series
Why?
even though? Survivor Series
Exactly.
is a name of a pay-per-view because they don't survive or have a series of
Right.
anything.
Yeah, they
It's
don't.
nothing.
Even
There's
when they
no
did the-
tournaments. There's nothing.
They're not going to do the NXT shit no more. It's just champion. It's basically become Clash of the Champions.
That's really what they
That's-
that it is.
yeah.
And I mean, you have to give Survivor Series back to its tradition. Honestly, it has to.
Well, dude, it was a gimmick pay-per-view. Yeah, to all the matches were teams of 5 strive to survive. That was, and they were all teams of 5.
That's like, ooh, it's the Royal Rumble, but there's not ever a Royal Rumble.
There's no battle royal.
There's
in
no
there.
battle royal ever.
no.
Yeah. we're going to have a tag team match against The Undertaker. Playa. Holla, holla. Yes. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE in a nutshell.
Yeah. Speaking of, they do have the King of the Ring finals, Queen's Crown finals. We don't know who's going to be involved. I personally think Finn Balor's going to win. I personally think Shayna's going to win. If I'm guessing right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but who you?
Finn.
Finn? Who's the women for the women?
It's Shayna.
I want Shayna.
I want
to win.
Shayna.
Okay, Queen Shayna.
Yeah, because with Shayna on Raw, right? Shayna's on Raw.
She got drafted to SmackDown. She'll be over there with Charlotte.
So so that's gonna be a good. I mean,
so Queen versus Queen.
Hopefully that's the direction they're going, but we're dealing with
It's like the Queen of Spades because she always wears that spade.
She's been the Queen of Spades too.
That's what I'm saying.
And now she's gonna be the real queen.
Right.
My Cara, my little girl, loves that Queen of Spades. Because she does the same. You've seen Cara do to go to sleep.
See, and Shayna's hardcore. See, kids want hardcore shit.
Yeah,
kids want hardcore shit.
Kids are evil. Okay, kids are inherently mean and evil, and that's what they fucking want.
Yeah, you have to learn to be good.
When she put me in that sleeper hold, I was like, wow, this little girl's got a little strength on her.
I'm so glad I was there to view that. Like, to
see AJ get put to sleep by a 6-year-old.
Yeah, it was hilarious because she's just like, go to sleep.
Yeah, and it was
in her cute little go to sleep.
We got a lethal weapon in our hands.
Speaking of go to sleep and lethal weapon, we got Mansoor versus Ali to round out the rest of the pay-per-view card. That's happening.
Let's round that out and also start fantasy with that.
Yeah.
So I think Mansoor is going to win.
Yeah, and you have to make a decision. Speaking of fantasy, I also think Mansoor is going to win because he's undefeated over there. So.
And I think that's also who I'm going to pick as my
Mansoor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Ali goes back into the pool.
Ali goes back into the pool.
All right, cool.
So Mansoor.
And he's not on waivers anymore. He's on no.
Yes.
Fucking waivers. I hate waivers.
Yeah, if they're split up, Mansoor it is.
Mansoor it is. So here's the deal. Well, first of all, are they split up though?
I mean, they're fighting against each other.
But are they split up?
And they beefed the last couple weeks in a row. They've been they had the tag team match that they lost, and then Ali basically beat the shit out of Mansoor and basically was like, fuck you, I'm done with you.
We're going to have to pend your pick, and here's why. We have to officially hear that they are no longer a team. Because Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels were a tag team. They were tag team champions, and they fought each other.
Yeah, that's because Vince McMahon hates tag team wrestling. He's like, let's just use the tag titles to further our fucking world title storyline, because that makes all the sense.
But
I'm not getting points. Either way,
it's on your bench. Yeah, so we'll just hold off on it real quick, just until we hear they're official. But we know once they are, we know what your pick is. Hey, when the shakeup comes, you can just drop them both and just.
I was gonna say, there's no way I'm dropping anyone off my roster that I currently have to put Mansoor and Ali back in. That's not fucking happening. So whether it's Mansoor by himself or not, I don't think that I'll be making that change. So,
all right, so fantasy, is that all up to date?
That is all up to date. Everything is correct as of right now. That's to date.
Well,
oh my! I'm not giving anything away, but first and second is pretty much kind of in the bag a little bit. It's
really though.
I mean, dude, I've jumped.
It's a fight though. It's a little fight there.
I've jumped over 60 points in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but like.
And dude, this week just to start it off,
just under 60 points.
I got -3 for this whole week. I got -3 points for the week. Week. Not just for a person.
I got them all written down on the by the name on the right side on the Saturday column. If you look, so as of right now,
all right, so we're gonna jump into fantasy. Go ahead.
We're gonna go ahead and jump into fantasy.
Exactly.
So we'll go ahead and start from lowest to the most this week. So Kimmy had -3.
And just for context, Mr. B last week he had +3 points, and we thought, wow, that's really low. No.
This is the first negative.
I got 6 less points than that.
Kimmy just set the record for least amount of points scored
for
in
the week.
-3 points. In second place, we got Mr. B with 5. And then we got Cam with 11. And then it looks like me with 21. And then AJ had the most with 24 this week.
Ooh, so
yeah. Which then that rounds out the total scores here, and this has flip-flopped quite a bit. Like the numbers have changed. So to still remain in first place, Kimmy went from 156 now to 153. I don't remember what everybody else was. So second place, AJ's at 140, so 13 points back. Third place. Holy shit! I climbed the ranks just like that. Boop boop boop. With 106 points. Thanks. Golf claps. Yeah. I'm so proud. And then we got in fourth place, we got Cam with 101 points. And then in last place, Mr. B with 100 points.
1 point.
So in 2 weeks, Mr. B has went from first. Well, 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
Yes.
Damn. But you know what, though? It's the fucking Rampage, bro.
It is.
It's Rampage.
Rampage is fucking everybody that has AEW, folks,
Dude.
including me, because I got negative fucking 3.
I think literally everybody
No.
on Rampage scored.
No, because Jungle Boy came out.
No. I'm talking about last week.
No, this week's Rampage. Yeah, you are talking about
This week's. Yeah, that's right. This week's.
For Friday's
Well,
show.
yeah.
Yes.
Friday show. Yeah, nobody came out for any of our teams.
Everybody
Yeah.
got -2.
Well, no, I had Malachi. He came out.
No, he didn't.
No, that was Dynamite.
That was
last
Dynamite.
night.
Oh, Dynamite, yeah.
Yeah,
Dynamite.
that
Yeah.
was last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole, like, see, this is the only thing where WWE's like, no, we're totally separate brands. And we're like, cool. AEW is in such a weird area. So it's like, yeah, you could really, really score high. But then, yeah, we're getting fucked the last couple weeks, unfortunately, because, like, not everybody's on. And, like, they have a lot of depth of talent. And they're not using the people that we chose. That's all I know. Makes me sad.
It's a sad world we're living in.
I'm glad I'm still in the lead, but I feel like that shit ain't going to last long, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So.
I'm coming. Nobody's stopping. Nobody. I just dropped my MVP.
But yeah, so you know,
But yeah.
we got until when is the Survivor Series normally? Like November, right? So by mid to end November, that's Survivor Series. So we got 1 whole month basically.
Until the shakeup.
Yeah.
Into the shakeup, and then from the shakeup, that's your team going to the to the end, to the Rumble.
Until Survivor Series, and then we can
No, I'm
change
saying
to
after Survivor Series, that's it to the Rumble.
yeah. So
Holy
every
shit.
shakeup we can make one move, right? So after the shakeup between Survivor Series and Rumble, we get one roster move, correct? Because after every shakeup, we said, like, if we want to move like our reserve into our starting spot, we got one move between that, and then you can't do anything else until the shakeup, right?
Oh, okay, yes, in between that time,
In
correct.
between, correct.
Yeah, but the shakeup itself, we get 2 moves.
Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
then when the redraft, of course, is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. That'll be an ordeal.
But yeah.
We'll have to pod that.
I'm ready for that.
Are we doing keepers? That's the question.
I know, right?
And
I
if
would-
we do keepers, how many are we doing?
No more than 2.
That's
I
what
always
I'm
said
thinking.
one. I said we do one keeper, throw everybody back in there. Keep your top scorer. Reset the pool.
Dude, it's Charlotte for you, Mr. B, for sure. I would
Yeah.
keep her.
43. She's the number 3 scorer right now out of everybody. Like by a margin. I mean,
See, and I want, selfishly, I'm like, no, 2, because I want to keep both my double R's, you know?
1 I think would be great because then, yeah, you would really have to shake up your team.
You really, really would.
If you kept 2, that's also cool.
Sorry, that was my phone.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's the fantasy for this week. So,
Oh, fucking Chris is here.
yeah, so I just read through. I was like, oh shit, he's here.
Well, that's
Um,
perfect timing because I gotta go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say you got to get out of here. So yeah, so to recap real quick. So Kimmy with 153, AJ with 140, myself with 106, Cam with 101, and Mr. B with 100. This is a 53-point game, guys.
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty close. I'm curious to see how this is going to end up.
Yeah,
53 from bottom
when-
to top,
and
so
when we're
it's
getting
pretty
the belt?
close.
When we're getting the belt? Are we getting the belt?
We're definitely gonna get a belt. I think let's get the belt for. Because since I can get them on cheap, I'm gonna get it silver, of course. So the plating issue's not a thing.
Try to get them during Black Friday too.
We'll figure something out. But definitely we're gonna get the belt. I want to try to have it before
Rumble.
before Survivor Series.
Oh, that's like less than 30 days. Or well, no, a little over 30 days.
It's about 30 days. We'll see. Because yeah, that's true. We'll see.
Before
It's fine, man.
Rumble?
We don't need.
So
That's
well,
fine.
if we do it before the Rumble, then
That gives us more time. We can all.
we'll see. It depends. I'm gonna hit them up, see what we got, see what we can do. But yes, I would like to try to have a belt before Survivor Series. So because then we're crowning the first champ. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Right. Man, I'm gonna get 2 belts. This is gonna be crazy.
You're crazy.
All right, I guess we should go then.
All right. Well, let's wrap this bitch up. So
Yes, sir.
Anybody got anything else? We all good? Good.
My winner for the week is Brock Lesnar, and my loser is Carmella again.
Yeah, there we go. My loser is Rampage again because -2, -2, -2, -2, -2. My winner is that's hard. I don't know if can I pick a winner?
You don't have to.
My winner. I don't have one. I don't have a winner.
Okay, that's fine. Moving on.
I'm sorry, I have no
All right,
winner.
so my loser this week is SmackDown's ratings. Damn.
Oh, there you go.
Damn. But my winners on the positive side, Uso! Great tag team match, man. You guys did good. You guys are all over the place. You're on Raw. You're on SmackDown. You defend your belts.
My loser this week is SmackDown as well. And my winner this week is Dynamite on Saturday.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a good show.
Yeah,
I think they should move.
And
to
they're
Saturday.
consistent with their 1 million viewership.
At
so
least maybe Rampage.
Yeah,
move
everybody.
to Monday.
Oh no.
Yes, please. Maybe then Raw will start getting good again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Vince likes that competition, so
Split that audience? What?
fuck it. Why not? All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
Yep.
Winners and losers?
Let's ring that bell.
All right, y'all. For everybody here at the MACKDOWN Podcast,
Follow us
at. Go ahead.
MACKDOWN Podcast.
That's it. We're
on
out.
the socials.
Yep.
For everybody here, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye, guys. Bye. Goodbye.
Just leave Chris out in the cold and shit.
Oh, he's outside?
I didn't realize. I seen the text. He's like, "Fuck." He's like, or I should say, "I am here." And I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Riding along in my automobile. Beside me.
Yeah, get it yet.
It's something and then no particular place to go. So I don't know what that middle is.
Particular place to go.
Okay, listen.